Welcome back as host of many programs here at NBC Sports Bay Area. I think I can speak for all of us here at the network to say we're proud to have participated in this event for 9 years. That's right, 9 years. And not the name drop or anything, but from Steph.
Let's go.
You heard of Clay.
Yeah.
Draymond,
yeah.
Bochy, Hunter Pence, to last year, the founding four of Bay FC. Your folks, Brady Chastain, Leslie Osborne, Danielle Slayton, and Allie Wagner. We've had our fair share of stars, and not to mention Al Addles, Lindsey Gottlieb, Jerry West, Dusty Baker, Tara Vanderbilt. How about her? We've had our fair share of coaching legends as well, Julie.
And those legends are important, for sure. But it is really about youth coaching. Yep. And for all of y'all in this room, I don't have to tell you that, you know it's not easy. You know what I'm talking about. And you're out there every day, whether it's on the asphalt or in old dusty gyms or torn up fields, you're making a difference. And I often say, you know, why are we the ones getting the Olympic gold medals, right? Y'all should be getting the Olympic gold medals. And that is why the highlight of this event, and perhaps our most important award, is this one, the PCA Coach of the Year, presented by TeamSnap. And PCA thanks TeamSnap for its longtime support of this award. And I'd like to call TeamSnap CEO Peter Franzilis to the stage to help present this award. And while Peter's walking up, I'd also like to introduce and to honor the coach, here is Samoné Bacon.
Good to see you.
It is truly my honor to be here tonight to introduce you to my coach, friend, mentor, and PCA Coach of the Year, Coach Lowe. I stand before you this evening as an accomplished college graduate, a happily married woman, and healthy woman. However, that hasn't always been the case. When I first met Coach Lowe, I was a young 16-year-old girl who could run fast but didn't have a plan, didn't have the support I needed to be successful, and I didn't know what the possibilities for my life could be. I know that my success and my accomplishments would not have been possible without the support, encouragement, and discipline I received from Coach Lowe. Let me paint a picture for you of what life was like at 16 for me. I lived with my grandparents from the age of 3, along with my brother and 6 cousins, who my grandparents helped raise. My mother was living in Tennessee, and my father was absent from my life. My grandparents did the best job they could raising 8 young children and trying to support us, which left little time for anything other than surviving. We couldn't play youth sports because they were already spread too thin. There wouldn't be anyone to sign us up or to drive us to practice with their busy schedules, not to mention the cost of teams, uniforms, travel, etc. Once I hit middle school, I was able to play organized sports through school, but even then, I can't recall my grandparents being available to attend more than a game or 2. Enter Coach Lowe. He was hired as a new track coach my junior year, and even though I gave him a tough time initially, I knew immediately that something was different about him. He was the first male figure in my life who I could tell genuinely cared about me and my well-being. I very quickly realized this guy's not messing around, and I should listen to him. Next, he knocked on my grandparents' door and asked if he could talk to them about the potential he saw in me and how he could help me be successful. At school, I thought I had it all figured out. I was better than anyone else, and I could beat them on the track. I was cocky, my grades were not a priority, and I didn't have much support at home, even if they were. At the beginning of my senior year, I moved back in with my mother and her new husband, who I wasn't very fond of at all. One day shortly after graduating high school, he told me to pack my things and be out of the house by the time he returned from work. I was without a place to live until a family friend stepped in to help and allowed me to live in their garage. Although I hadn't known Coach Lowe that long, he stepped in and helped as well. He assisted me with finding a job so I could support myself, and perhaps more importantly, he provided the mental support I needed in this challenging situation. In my junior year of high school at Champaign Central, where over 50% of the student body is low income, I found success on the track with Coach Lowe, but nowhere else. The resources were very limited there for me to be successful, and I didn't have a picture of what the possibilities could be for my life. Coach Lowe was serious, and that caught my attention. He took me aside one day and explained the potential he saw in me. He outlined what it would take to get my academics in order, change my attitude, and focus on my nutrition, workouts, and approach in order to find success. For the first time in my life, someone helped me dream about a life I didn't even know was a possibility. After the school track season, I needed something to keep me busy and in shape over the summer. Coach Lowe had been thinking of starting a track program due to the need he saw in the community. That summer, the Vipers Track Club was created with what we lovingly refer to as the Viper 7. The first student athletes, including myself, who scraped together the funds to get the exposure at track meets across Illinois and the country. Through Coach Lowe's and the Vipers' generosity, I did not have to worry about any expenses for the summer season, not for gear, travel, hotels, or food. I know I wasn't the only recipient of his generosity. Through his coaching, guidance, mentorship, I received an offer from the University of Illinois to run track. One of my first hurdles in college was when my coach took me aside and told me I needed to improve my grade in my science class or I wouldn't be able to run. Coach Lowe was my first call. He immediately went into action, asking me what steps I had taken to get help with the class, who could support me on campus, and reminding me, not for the first time, that things in life are going to be tough and I must work hard to get through them and never give up. Later, due to the negative culture and the coaching of the coaching and program, I realized I was losing my love for running. Again, my first call was Coach Lowe. And once again, he asked me the right questions, reminding me that life is tough and helped me consider solutions for my problem. Ultimately, he assisted me with securing a track scholarship to Arkansas State, where with the right coaching and culture, my love for the sport blossomed again. I had a very successful career at A-State and met my future husband there. Just 2 years ago, I married my track teammate from A-State, Samoné Bacon, and Coach Lowe was one of the first calls I made when I got engaged. It wasn't long after the wedding that I was diagnosed with cancer. I had not told anyone outside of my family, but when Coach Lowe called to check in, as he often still does 15 plus years later, he could tell from my voice that something was wrong. In true Coach Lowe fashion, he listened, he paused, and he said, okay, what do we need to tackle this thing? Although this has been one of the most difficult battles I've faced so far, I'm happy to say I am now cancer-free. As you can imagine, my life would have taken me in a completely different direction had I not met Coach Lowe and been the recipient of his guidance, his care, encouragement, and love. I was blessed to have such a caring, empathetic, kind, and positive coach and role model. And as you'll see in the video feature, he has continued to be a blessing for so many other kids, especially those who are dealing with challenging circumstances. Thank you, Coach.
When you're on the track, you have to have tunnel vision. You have to clear your mechanism to just be in that moment right there. In life, we're running a race every single day. Sometimes that race has hurdles, or sometimes you have to go the distance. And so track and field for me became a life lesson story that I can help my athletes grow. That's the importance of the Vipers Track Club. So this is just my old stomping grounds. This track and field program actually helped save my life. Growing up in a rough neighborhood, at-risk youth, single-parent home, seeing some of my best friends in caskets and things of that nature, and I knew that just wasn't going to be my story. Athletics became a sacred ground for me to release some of my tension, anger, and I see a lot of that with my athletes today.
Coach Lowe was one of my students in my Black Leadership Development class around 2009. I'm a stickler about, programming and really doing the work. I said, you came to U of I on a track scholarship. I said, use those as the tools to engage young people and watch the magic happen.
The community had a need, and the need at that time was we need to try to get our kids off the streets. When we first got started, I wish that we had an outlet to get our athletes on the showcase that we could, but we couldn't. We didn't have the funds, we didn't have the money, nothing was available, nobody wanted to help. I think that's the biggest part of our program, is that we made a way for our athletes to gain exposure, to understand that it's bigger than life, that after track, there has to be life.
Cobra Park Hill. It's always fun when we bring the athletes out here.
And sometimes it gets tough. You have to find a place to train, you have to go to a park, maybe you have to, get on the track every now and again. And it made us appreciate the track when we actually got on the track, because we didn't always used to be on the track.
Good job, good job, good job.
Coach Lowe isn't necessarily working with students that his track team needs. He's working with young men and young women that need track.
My name is Naomi. I am a Viper, and I run the 2 and the 4, 4x4, and 4x1. I was talking to one of my teammates. I said, if Lowe wasn't around and I wasn't in track, I probably would have fought everybody in the school. But he taught me, you have to control that. You have to walk away. You can't let people bring you down because they feel like they can. You have nothing to prove to these people.
Ava became a member of the Vipers Track Club her junior year. Her dream was always to sign with a D1 college, and the track she was going, both mentally and physically, it wasn't going to be a possibility. Her mental state was just, as a parent, it was devastating. She wanted to give up running. So we joined the Vipers Track Club. Within weeks, she was smiling again. She was so excited to run. She was like, Mom, I feel like myself again. He's brought her back to life.
And down the home stretch they come, it's Boyd and Johnson. Now Boyd moves into the lead. Ava Boyd from Vipers Track Club. She's your national champion.
When you respect someone so much as Coach Lowe, having his beliefs in you, his faith in you, it really inspires you as an athlete to prove him right and also prove myself right as well.
Coach Lowe is walking out his purpose every day, and so students experience the contagiousness of the belief he has.
The Vipers just make me smile because I know they all want to go somewhere.
There's this quote by John Wooden. He says that a good coach can change a game, but a great coach can change a life. I've seen him take kids literally off of a corner and put them into a college. Life-changing is what I would say Coach Lowe brings to the community and to public safety.
Vipers on V, OTV. Vipers!
So the bright lights are on right now, huh? I think I got all my waterworks out the way. If I do cry up here, just know That's all heart. Before I even get into my speech, I've been so busy doing all of this stuff. I didn't talk about this person in my speech, but yesterday was my dad's birthday, and for 12 years he's no longer with us. Not a super impactful person, but a person that I understand. So let's get into it. Giving all glory and honor to God, who is the Lord and Savior of my life, I want to say how grateful I am to be receiving this honor. Growing up, I never envisioned receiving an award of this magnitude, and today, here I stand. To the Positive Coaching Alliance and TeamSnap, thank you for supporting the Coach of the Year Awards program. I am a firm believer that coaches do not receive the credit that they deserve. Coaching can be a thankless job at times. So I do appreciate this recognition. I am honored to be here tonight with so many outstanding individuals, and I appreciate everything that both of these organizations have done to make an impact on coaches everywhere. PCA's mission to provide youth with access to positive sports experience is amazing. I would like to thank my mother. It is because of her I am standing here with you today. It is because of her. Yeah, come on, man. I'm a mama's boy, so. It is because of her that I'm receiving this award. Growing up, when I wasn't being the child that she raised me to be, you know that old saying, I brought you into this world, and I'll take you out. I heard that so many times. Well, as I stand here humbly amongst so much greatness tonight, Mom, it looks like I'm gonna be taking you out when I get home. I wasn't always the best kid, but she made me feel as though I was unstoppable. And for that, I thank her from the bottom of my heart. Even at 40 years old, I will always be a mama's boy. Mom, I love you. Growing up where I did, it was tough. Most didn't make it out. I was fortunate enough to be one of the few who did. I truly didn't realize how bad my surrounding was until I arrived at the U of I. I didn't realize how poor I was until I stepped foot on campus. My mom shielded us from all of those bad things in our community. Sunnyfield was the name of our neighborhood, but there was nothing sunny about it. We did our best to make the most of every opportunity, from basketball courts to dancing, just being from the hood has its positives. And as a young father, I learned quickly I had another reason to live. Sports was my outlet. The birth of my daughter was my reminder that I needed to survive. Being a young father also made me hungry. My survival instincts kicked in. I became sharper because I was trying to improve my situation. I still had my struggles, but 2 coaches gave me a chance of a lifetime at the university. Track and field at U of I kept me grounded. It kept me safe. It became my safe haven. And it was a reminder that people like me deserve to make it. The rich legacy of our program and the history behind the fight in the Illini made me want to fight for greatness every day. My brothers and my sisters in track became my family, and still to this day, I bleed orange and blue. ILL, I. And we won today, so kudos, guys, kudos. Not all experiences at Illinois were positive. A change in the coaching leadership occurred, and my life was never the same. My not-so-positive experiences with a new coach is what led me to coaching and ultimately deciding to help start the Vipers Track Club. I knew I would be a better leader and have a great impact in our sport. I wanted to be that coach that I needed when I was young for the student athletes that I was coaching. 14 years later, the Vipers Track Club is still here, and I cannot stress enough the importance of making sure that we reach today's youth through sports participation. I knew that creating the club would be tough. Seeking financial support and recognition for our organization was not easy. But we stood the test of time. Yet there's still work ahead of us. It took many years to get here, to get to where I am today, and I am thankful. There are plenty of times I wanted to walk away from the sport and leave it all behind. I stayed dedicated not only to the athletes in my program, but the goals that I set for every athlete, every parent, every community member, and myself. I had to stay the course. I can't finish this speech without thanking those that meant the most to me during my time of coaching. My family, my friends, my daughter Naya, and my granddaughter Germany. My daughter does not know this at all. When she named Germany, growing through my tough times, my motto was God's gift. And look at God. This is all God today, right here, right now. It was just a friendly reminder that this was God's plan all along. I spent a lot of time away from home from my family, but home will always be where my heart is. And to the communities that raised me, Fort Heights, Champaign County, Central Illinois, and Kankakee, we are still glowing and we're still growing. I am not the person that I am today without the structure of those in the community, USA Track and Field, AAU. We have to get back to the importance of our grassroots program. And this is the work that needs to be done, and we all can do it together. And to Kankakee School District 111, thank you for reigniting my flame and giving me a chance to show the world how great of a person and a coach I am today. Our culture is special, very, very special. To all my athletes everywhere, thank you. You are the reason I keep going. Your dedication, passion, and support and love are unmatched. I wish I could take the time to thank you all. I'd be up here all day if I did. 14 years of coaching the Vipers. I've never imagined being here, standing here in front of all of you people today. You are the reason I'm getting this award. Thank you for showing me what I needed to see to be the coach that I am today. To Simone, thank you for being here with me tonight. Thank you for being the first athlete ever to trust me as a coach. 14 years ago, we started on this path, and our bond has been unbreakable. You've been a big part of all of my biggest accomplishments, and I can say the same for you as well. You being by my side today speaks volumes. I know Granny is proud. Thank you for being here with me today. And to everyone sitting in the crowd, I would like to say there's a lot of organizations that need people like you to help carry some of the burden. Sometimes all it takes is time. So the next time you're out and you see someone in your community doing something great for the youth, I hope it inspires you to stop and give them some time. Give them advice, donate if you can. You never know how far it'll go. They need to know that we care because we truly do. I know this award and financial support will make a tremendous difference in our student athletes. And since we're in California, I'll leave you all with this quote from the great Nipsey Hussle. I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gonna go get it. No kidding. It is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And the marathon continues. OTV, Vipers stand up. Vipers for life. Thank you again.